Well, our reporter Athi Mtongana spoke to those residents earlier today. She joins us live now from our studios in Cape Town. Athi, this evening, how are the living conditions of the communities you visited today?
A very good evening to you, Xoli. Well, the conditions are quite appalling. I mean, specifically for the residents in Imizamo Yethu who last year lost their homes during a massive shack fire. We understand that also people lost their lives in that fire. Imizamo Yethu is very well known for the shack fires that happen there quite frequently because very much of the cramped situations and how the informal structures there are built so close to each other. So that shack fire resulted in people being moved to a temporary relocation site where some of them are currently housed now in informal structures, but some of them are still left where the fire broke out last year, and they live in those appalling conditions, where, for instance, they use one flush toilet for more than 50 people, they said to me earlier on today, and also a few taps also to get running water. They have to carry buckets, and they actually have their structures built on a very high up steep hill where they find it difficult for even emergency services to go up there and gain access to the area. We know there's a process called super blocking that was supposed to get underway, but currently it has been on hold because the community seems divided. Some of the residents there who've decided to go back and erect structures on that same piece of land are saying that the process of super blocking might end up resulting in people losing their homes there and having to be moved to another area completely. We know that the people that are there are obviously working close by, and their children go to the schools nearby. So that process of super blocking is really a process that is meant to look at the plans of the city, to try and rebuild the homes there and rebuild, the roads leading to that specific area. And also in Hangberg, similar conditions there, people there complaining about how they do not have basic services like water and electricity.
Clearly a very emotive issue there, Athi. What do residents make of Parliament's debate on human rights?
The Constitution, which is the highest law in the country, makes provision of the Bill of Rights. Chapter 2 specifically has a list of those rights, and residents there said that they do not feel at all that they're included in the country's constitution, and that their human rights are violated. I spoke to Roscoe Jacobs in Hangberg, who's a community leader there, and says that they feel that enough is enough with politicians coming there before elections and trying to gain popularity and trying to gain votes. He said that they are tired of empty promises. In fact, here is what he said to me earlier on. I'll just throw into that specific interview.
We are at a point where we say as a community that the issue of land should not be used as a rhetoric, because every time when it comes to elections or just before elections, we're hearing politicians speak about the issues of land. In 2007, when Ellen Zeller was the mayor, she came here, we had a by-elections. Next year we have national government elections, provincial government elections, and now politicians and political parties are talking about the land issue. We are tired of rhetoric. We want to see action. So what we are wanting from government is that the land that is currently the hold-up in formalizing the informal settlement needs to be transferred to the city of Cape Town so that we can actually have this project moving forward. We also are told by the city that they are going to build 300 to 400 houses here in the area. We want to know from them, where are these houses going to be built? Where is the land?
All right, so Athi, what are people then asking of members of Parliament who are the ones who make laws in this country, basically?
They want all those policies drafted, in an aim to improve the lives of people in South Africa. They want those policies to actually, play a role in their lives improving on the ground. They want to see, because a lot of people actually in these communities I visited today are unemployed. A lot of them were actually just, in the area and, jobless. They basically want a government to make sure ensure that they fast-track processes and policies that are set in place to improve their lives. They want to see action on the ground. They are tired of empty promises, like Roscoe Jacobs has said now. They want government, for instance, to fast-track this whole process of land expropriation without compensation.
All right. Thank you very much, Athi, for that update.